Hello everyone and welcome back to this channel. My name is Peps and today we are diving into one of the biggest matches in Joshi wrestling over the past 25 years that happened today on the 26th of September. And now you might be wondering, which match are you talking about, Peps? There wasn't like a single big show today and anything. And then, yeah, you would be correct. There was no Stardom event or no major card from any other Joshi company that would hold a match as big as that is. And instead of it happening in a Joshi company, even though it involves Joshi wrestlers from Stardom, it happened somewhere completely, maybe unexpected for some, and that is on a Japanese variety show. Over the past 12 weeks, Saya Kamitani has been a regular guest on the popular Japanese morning variety program Love It on TBS, one of the country's most well-known morning shows out there. Like, many people are watching this show. Today, Saya Kamitani graduated from her role as a Friday night season regular on this show. And one of her dreams when she first appeared on Love It was she wants to wrestle live on air on the show. And today, she fulfilled that dream. She took part in the Love It special singles match where she faced off against her fellow Stardom wrestler Hanan. In around 9 minutes and 30 seconds, of the 10-minute exhibition match, Saya Kamitani won with the Star Crusher. This match was watched closely by many of the Love It members ringside, including Chihiro Kondo, who was moved like to tears. That was crazy to see. She was really praising Kamitani and everything. Other cast members also showered Kamitani with praise following this emotional bout. Kamitani herself tearfully expressed her gratitude as she was really truly happy that so many people had the chance to watch her wrestle in the ring. She expressed gratitude to everyone in Love It for giving her the opportunity and shared how blessed she felt to be surrounded by others that witnessed when the moment her dream came true, and that is something incredible. The exhibition was like nothing short of historic. It marked the first terrestrial broadcast of women's pro wrestling in Japan in over 24 years. And the first on the TBS network, 51 years. The impact of this was like clearly to see right out of the gate. On Twitter, hashtags such as Love It or the Kamitani hashtag, when you type in her name in Japanese, as well as Saya-sama quickly trended all over social media. I think it was like national-wide a trend, the Saya Kamitani one, as well as the Love It, which just shows the massive public response. This appearance in this match just got right off the gate. Women's wrestling in general vanished from terrestrial TV after the decline of All Japan Women's Pro Wrestling, which lost its last broadcast spot on Fuji TV in 2002, I believe. And even then, they were like in a graveyard spot, which is like, you know, in the middle of the night where nobody's watching. From that point forward, Joshi Pro Wrestling endured what many call, or like what is called, the Dark Age period, confined to small venues, homemade videos with no mainstream exposure. Over the time, with the rise of Stardom, the scene got reunited. The promotional growth, with the help of Bushio's acquisitions, led to not only Stardom but also many other companies run bigger venues again, stronger ticket sales, and renewed sense of momentum throughout the entire scene. Yet, even then, the idea of Joshi Wrestling returning to such a big mainstream TV station seemed unthinkable. Many was like, okay, Gaora TV, Samurai TV, those are the spots where we can see Joshi Pro Wrestling. Something like TBS or Fuji TV are so far away. Even when we had promotions selling tickets and like selling 3,000 to 4,000 tickets again, which was like unthinkable even like 10 years ago, to be fair. All of that changed with one wrestler and one wrestler only, and that is Saya Kamitani. After turning heel in July 2024 and adopting the persona of the Phoenix Queen, she began building momentum that is out of this world, gaining social media traction, breaking Stardom's attendance record, and headlining milestone events such as the Career vs. Career Showdown for the World of Stardom Championship against her mentor Tam Nakano at the Yokohama Arena show in April. That is, to this point, and I'm sure they will break that soon, the highest attended Stardom show of all time. Her breakthrough into mainstream media came shortly after, May 9th, 2022, with a guest appearance on Love It. And that appearance went viral all over social media. The positive response led to her being announced shortly after as a regular cast member, marking the beginning of a 12-week run that elevated the profile of her beyond the wrestling world. In a short span, Kamitani gained thousands of new followers across Twitter, Instagram, and any other platform, cementing herself as arguably the biggest Joshi star of the past 2 decades. That was, of course, debuted in the 2000s. Her rise will reflect a new era in the future, and I'm pretty confident about that. Just as the matches of Tam Nakano and Julia inspired a wave of rookies in the early 2020s, Kamitani's mainstream breakthrough promises to inspire the next generations of wrestlers. Like, it's super obvious that a lot of wrestlers that will come up and debut and start in the next 5 years will say, yeah, I saw Kamitani on TBS, I saw Kamitani here, so Kamitani there, because Kamitani is the central point of Joshi Pro Wrestling, and nothing will change that in the upcoming years. As a direct follow-up of this historic experience, Stardom announced shortly after that tomorrow's Curtain Hall show, headlined by the massive World of Stardom in Japan Strong Women's title, double title match between Saya Kamitani herself and Azumi, will stream for free on YouTube. And that is, of course, just a brilliant move, leveraging the momentum from the most watched Joshi match in decades. And this kind of decision headlines just how much Taro Okada and his teams have elevated Stardom's media strategy over the past year. While you always can find flaws with booking, as with any form of entertainment or wrestling, because nobody's perfect, the understanding of how to capitalize off key moments like this major Kamitani appearance, is just on another level. And that is exactly one part of why Stardom is where they are right now. In fact, Stardom's media understanding may not only reach any kind of promotion in Japan, but also in the world, outside of course, WWE and maybe AEW. And the immediate impact is already visible. Kamitani's post about the match and her time on Love It has nearly 20,000 likes and more than 700,000 views on Twitter already at the time I'm recording this video. And I'm pretty sure when this video is out there, it's a lot more. Major outlets picked up the story, like Live News, Live News, for example, who has over 2 million followers on Twitter, sharing it and making an own article about it, which gained another over 100,000 views. And that just shows, these numbers just show how big Saya Kamitani is in Joshi and how this whole thing have gone beyond Joshi wrestling. Nobody could have expected this to happen. I don't think Saya Kamitani expected this to happen. I don't think Stardom expected this to happen. I didn't expect it. And this just shows how cool and how big Joshi wrestling can get with the right opportunities at the right time with the right wrestlers. Saya Kamitani is doing something historic. Saya Kamitani is cementing herself as one of the biggest Joshi names in the history right now. And if this run continues like that, and it will continue like that, going by anything we have right now, because we maybe have just reached the peak of it, she will get numbers that will be unbelievable. She has been talking about going to the Tokyo Dome with Stardom. How realistic is that? I'm unsure. And because there's a lot more to, okay, we are selling 7,500 tickets in Yokohama Arena, or, okay, we need to reach 20 to 25,000 in the Tokyo Dome to make this even worth it. But it's clear that this will be the goal Saya Kamitani and Stardom will be working to with the momentum, and it will be super interesting to see what they will be doing. On the other side, another thing I want to mention, which is very interesting, is the show that Hanan was chosen as her opponent. They didn't decide on, okay, we are choosing one of the Cosmic Angels They didn't decide on choosing Starlight Kid as the one of Stardom champion, but no, they decided on none other than Hanan, the young lioness, a wrestler we have all been saying will be more or less in the future a top star in this company. And this just shows it. They have given her this big opportunity to team or like to face Kamitani in the biggest Joshi match in 25 years, at least. And as I'm recording, they also have like uploaded a wrestle file on YouTube where they included her biggest accomplishments as a wrestler. So Stardom clearly wants to put a lot behind Hanan with this entire Saya Kamitani deal here now. And this is just incredible. This is exactly what you need to do, because the truth is, as great as Kamitani is, and as big as she is, Stardom realized right away, and that is something that a lot of companies have done wrong in the past, never capitalize on the entire promotion, just a specific wrestler. And Stardom historically has always done really well at picking a top star and making more top stars out of them. Like if we go back with Io making, of course, Momo Watanabe and Mayu Iwatani and everything, with, of course, then in the newer time, with Tam Nakano and Julia pretty much making an entire scene of wrestlers, as well as Shuri by putting them over. Of course, Tam Nakano has, of course, the biggest part of that with making Saya Kamitani the top star that she is. And that is just something Stardom has been doing really well, and they will be doing it continuously with these kind of stuff. I will be interested to see how this follows up now that Saya Kamitani's time at Love It ends, because she is so big. I'm pretty sure they will call her back in some form or some place. Even if it isn't Love It, it might be something else on another kind of network. We will see. I'm pretty sure that is not the peak of Saya Kamitani's popularity, because tomorrow she will be wrestling in a sold-out Korakuen Hall show, the 4th sold-out Korakuen Hall show of the year for Stardom, the 6th overall for Stardom in its entire history. Another monumental number for her, on her way to likely, more or less, become the first woman to win the Tokyo Sports MVP award in history. That is the goal. They've very much made it clear. We are 2 months away from finding out whether she has it or not. Her biggest opponent in that will be Konosuke Takeshita, especially if he wins the IWGP World Championship. And it's only a matter of if Bushiroad and Tokyo Sports wants it, whether she gets it or not. With that, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Leave a like and comment down below. I wanted to talk about this because it is so big and nobody should be talking about this. So with that, bye-bye.